Hello and welcome to Well with Del. If this is your first time joining us, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Jerry Del Canton. On our program, we cover a multitude of topics, most importantly ones you'll find useful and will help you live a happier and healthier life. Today's show is going to be a little bit different. I want to tell a story about a young patient of mine who at 2 years old was coming into the office with her father, and I noticed that the little girl had socks on her hands, and the little girl had this long brown hair, and there was dandruff, terrible dandruff coming out of her hair. And I asked the father, the reason for the glove or for the socks on the hands, and he said that she had eczema very badly, and that she had a tendency to scratch herself, and it got to be pretty severe. So I sort of sidetracked his appointment and wanted to find out more about her, and I said, can you let me take a look at her? Well, long story short, I had asked the father, did she have a difficult delivery? Was there a problem? Did she have any traumas? And the father he didn't remember anything happening, but yet when I palpated this little girl's neck, it was one of the most unhealthy, one of the most unstable spines I'd ever felt, especially in the upper neck. So I started treatment with her, and a couple days later, her mother came in and said, yeah, I know my husband said that there was no trauma, but I was in labor for 48 hours with very difficult delivery. In fact, the baby was stuck coming out of the birth canal, and they had to go through some extreme measures to have her delivered. So while they thought that everything was healthy with her, I told the mother that the neck was very unstable, very unhealthy, and it possibly could have been leading to some of her other problems that she was having as a toddler. So we started treatment with her, and over time, the lesions on her body started to go away to the point they were completely gone. And the only thing that we had done different, she had tried all the lotions, the creams, all the medicines, nothing worked. The oatmeal baths, nothing worked. But until we fixed her neck, we started to see that the body started to fix her skin. And it was pretty amazing what we witnessed at that time. It was even more crazy when about a year later, she was at the zoo with her dad, and she stood up in a wagon, and when he pulled the wagon, not knowing she had stood up, she had did a face plant and landed flat on her forehead. Within 3 weeks, the eczema came completely back all through her body. Once we worked on her again and we got her neck healthy, once again, the eczema disappeared. An interesting fact of this story was she had moved away, and 20 years later came back to my office just recently. She actually didn't remember me at all, but I remembered her, and I told her story about her mom and her dad, and I knew her whole family, and she was shocked. And she remembers hearing stories told at the dinner table about how she fell out of the wagon. And so taking care of this girl now 20 years later, she came in, she had some low back pain, and she just wanted to feel a little bit healthier. But she came back, and she has, to this day, no eczema. So it's been a pretty amazing story for her, and I wanted to share that with you. And with that, it makes me want to tell you a little bit more about, well, why do people go to the chiropractor for all these different things? You might hear somebody with tennis elbow or golfer's elbow goes to the chiropractor, headaches, whatever it might be, all these different things. People might say their heart doesn't race as fast, or their sinuses is a big one, is much better, the congestion, less anxiety, sleeping, all these different things. And I'll tell you this, as a chiropractor, when we go to school, we are told right off the bat, you don't fix anything. We don't have any specific adjustment for a specific problem. We treat the body. We treat the body as a whole, a very holistic approach where we look at the entire body. Unlike pretty much most other professions, we're excellent at evaluating the whole body. But here's where it gets interesting. Our treatment is not about a specific area. We believe if we can remove stresses on the body will heal itself. It's called our innate intelligence. Other people might call it homeostasis, but it's our body's ability to be well. And we all have that. That's inborn into us. So when we look at a person, we focus on the nervous system. And the nervous system is your brain, spinal cord, and then all the nerves which radiate out off of that. And the way our body works is our brain is constantly receiving messages from the body, and then the brain takes these messages and then sends the proper messages for healing and proper function back down throughout the entire body. As chiropractors, we know that when we have misalignments of the vertebrae, or we have areas that are causing that communication between the brain and body to not function at its best, we know that by removing that interference, we can restore that body's ability to heal. And that's when we see some amazing things start to happen. If you haven't been to the chiropractor before, if you maybe have heard these stories about people, these amazing results they get, basically it's because the chiropractor just removed the body's interference from its natural ability to heal itself. So when you look at the nervous system, we know it controls all the other systems. The endocrine system with our hormones, digestive system, respiratory system, the integumentary system, our skin is a big organ. These are all controlled by our nervous system. If the nervous system's not running well, the rest of the body's not going to function. The biggest thing that we worry about is our immune system. Our immune system is controlled by the nervous system. So once again, people that have a cold or a flu bug, they go to the chiropractor, they feel that they're going to get better faster than the average person. Everybody's different, but we do see some amazing things in the office. If you're dealing with problems that are not going away in any other fashion, I always refer to our office as the office of last resorts. People have been everywhere else and they're not getting better and they wind up coming here. So we look at it as the office of last resorts, and I think every chiropractor across the country probably feels a little bit of the same way. And we love what we do. And if you're dealing with a problem that's not going away, you think that you want to live a healthier lifestyle, go find a great chiropractor who's going to take some time with you. Develop a good relationship with them. You'll know if you're in the right place. You'll be able to tell it by the way that you feel. So we hope you found this useful. I hope you enjoyed my story. Thanks for letting me rant on and on and on about something I feel very passionate about. I love that story and I wanted to share it with you. So thanks for visiting us, and check back soon.